What it is, y'all? It is your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back today with more Danmachi. And guys, today is, I hate to say it, but the final video of 4th anniversary content. Now, how are we making 4th anniversary content, you ask? Well, very simply put, if you have not double-checked this, do so right now. This is like probably the single-handedly most important thing you could do at this juncture in the game. More importantly than summoning, more importantly than any of that stuff, this is crazy. So, alright, so this is normal, but this is something you should be doing every single time that we have an event. But I'll be honest with you, it's not something I cover terribly often, but in a situation like this, it is mandatory. If you go in here to the event exchange, you will notice that the old things are here. Now, we do obviously have the new stuff, but the old heroic trials are here and parts 1 through 3 of the anniversary. Now, obviously, check the heroic trials, make sure that you've, collected all your rewards there. You don't want to leave those on the table. These will all expire. You have about a week after the events currently end before these actually expire in the event exchange. And I'll show you once again why this is so critical to check. But you got your heroic trials here. These will be gone this week, this coming Wednesday. Okay, so make sure they're all completely spent, completely taken care of. Now, when it comes to parts 1 through 3, if you were like me and you were still farming, and there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, you should have been. If you were still farming beyond round 16, and all the way up to when we finally got 5,500 of the large items, that's to actually max out your gnome tickets. You probably have quite a few of these points left over. So what you could do is, simply put, any of the small ones or large ones, I prefer to put them in whetstones. You can put them in smelting stones too, but I think we get enough smelting stones. I'm not really worried about that. So with all my small and large, I'm going to buy up all of the whetstones, at least the small and mediums, that I can. And the rest of this, I'm actually spend in the large funnel. So I've got 870 points. Let me see how much, so I got 4,300 of those, 3,600. So actually I do need some of the reds, 4,100 of those. And actually I need reds and greens. So I could do probably about, what? I'll do 100 of these and 100 of the others, and then just disperse the rest. So there we go. 100 of those. And let's just max out the reds. There we go. So all my points there are pretty much done. The rest of it I can just go down here and throw into Valis for all it really matters. And just max out those points. Okay? But the main reason that I'm going to say this is so super, and I mean super critical, in the gacha for part 1, you will notice you still have the holy torches for Aphrodite and Ilya. So make sure you've gotten all these gachas out of the way. Now that just expunged my final one, so I've got all my holy torches that I'm ever going to get for those units. And if you don't know, the holy torches are super duper duper important. If I go here to character list, let's just go down here and grab Ilya for the sake of argument. And I don't know where she is on my list, but probably towards the middle, I would think. Anyway, I know actually Epimetheus is down here towards the bottom, even though he's part 3. So Epimetheus is CP level 1. Sake of argument, I'm going to use him because literally he's the same level of situation just for part 3 instead of part 1. So if I go into the CP reward list, you guys are, the offer list, you guys will remember like basically how this works every single month. Sigil flowers, big bouquets. He prefers those over the books of knowledge or the dungeon sandwiches. But before I spend those, if I go down here and I go to his holy torch, that is worth 500 CP. So I would be an absolute fool not to utilize these first. In fact, if you were really diligent, you probably could have farmed him all the way up while he was here. Now, you guys know I didn't really have the opportunity, unfortunately, to do that. But if we actually go back to the shop and to the event the event exchange, if I go to part 3, I actually have quite a few things here, including all of these holy torches that I could still farm up. So I'm going to make sure I snag all of these before the event basically expires. Because if you don't check this and the event expires, you are going to be absolutely devastated to see how much you've missed out on. So make sure you take advantage. All right, I even have some 3-star tickets here. That's good stuff. We'll go ahead and do that. I don't think I got all of them there, max. And the only one you do want to be careful of, Primordial Flame, you only need a handful of those because those are actually for the weapons. But the Hestia Knife and the Magic Hestia Knife, remember, we get one of these. And the reason that I did not acquire mine yet is I wanted to sit down and figure out, do I want the physical or the magic? Well, I actually looked at it, and every single bell unit, like there's literally... Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So allow me to add in this real quick visual aid here talking about the Hestia Knife. So if I go here and filter this down by physical attack, 4 stars, and I'm just doing the bell units, it's going to show you only the units that have a physical attack. Now there is a qualifier to this, but let me go ahead and show you real quick all the magic units. Okay, significantly less magic units, though there are quite a few of them. Now, the one caveat to this, and this is a massive caveat, some of these units do have a magic attack, but it is indexed to strength. So you do, and actually, if I correct that here, I actually don't believe any of them are actually showing up here. So that might not even be necessarily a qualifier. Now, here's the one thing that I will say. I cannot tell you 100% for certain if the magic or the physical is going to be better for you. In my experience, I believe that personally I'm going to get more out of a second physical Hestia Knife. But you will need to address that based on the bell units you've gotten. Because if you notice, some of our better bell units down here are actually the magic units. So if you're using more of the magic units, obviously get the magic one. But for me, I'm just using so many more of the physical. That's just based on my research and the units that I use. If you have not purchased this already, you definitely want to look at the bell units that you're going to use. But for me, I'm going to go with a physical knife. I just think it's a much better, option, personally. So, let's go to exchange. Now, once again, if you're using more of the magic units, that's your call. Okay? Now, event unit tickets, those really need no introduction. But that pretty much brings me to just the normal stuff. So I can grab my event unit tickets now. I can grab my whetstones. I can grab my Falna and all that good stuff. But more importantly, if I go here to the exchange, there's so much to acquire here. So I'm going to have to go expunge all my exchanges. I'm going to have to go make sure, just basically go in here and make sure everything for parts 1, 2, and 3, including the heroic trials, are completely spent up. If you have not, you're missing out. So that is something you definitely do want to check. Check all of them. Make sure you've got all the holy torches. If you don't, you're going to hate life. If you didn't get your basically free Hestia Knife, you're going to hate life. It's a pretty straightforward. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. That's pretty much it, guys. Go take advantage. And the best part about this is as you upgrade, and I'm going to go ahead and set, I bought all my holy flames, do this real quick. If I go to the character list, if you've got like Epimetheus or some of the new units that are like level 1 like mine is, let's just say for the sake of argument, let's go ahead and see how many I've got here. I have 230 of these beasts. So let's just divide that by 3. I can use it, 3 times. So, sake of argument, it's a little less than 80. It's like, I'll just do 80 on this one for the sake of silliness. It really would be 240, but whatever. Let's take it all the way up to 80 and see where we get. I guess I could do 75 to make life easy. So 75, 76. 38,000. I think 38,000 is pretty close to one of the limits here. So actually, that got me right up to level 30. So did I not say level 30 would be a sweet spot? There we go. Perfect. So that gave me 5, 10, 15, 20. I lost track. A ton of iris. And I'm pretty sure, and I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure if I go here to guilds, nope, I actually would have to do that a few times over. But we've got several other units down here that we can update as well. I believe, and I could be wrong on this, I believe it's every 5 people that you go up to a specific level gives you 10 Iris. So if I upgrade Prometheus, Vesta, and a few of these units, we'll get some more rewards. So if you're missing some of the Iris to upgrade the, to summon on the units that are in the current banner. If you're like me and you spent so much in the anniversary that you're now in like pain pretty much, and you're like, I don't have the Iris. Well, go do this. You might be surprised. You might have some Iris with which to do some summoning with. So there's so many reasons why you need to go take advantage of this, guys. This will expire on the 29th, on this coming Wednesday. So if you've not done so, make sure you do so right now. Super duper important. Like, comment, share all the good stuff. And I'll be back with more Danmachi really soon.